very efficient.
Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. I can barely hear myself think. I'm gonna dance to say thank you. You, thank you. Specifically you, through the cyberspace of the universe, you. Feel the abundance that is yourself, dear friend. Believe. You can change the world. I believe in you. I'd like to see it even. Show me, won't you? Okay, let's go.
This way. About 200 meters.
All systems active. Life form detected.
Very graceful.
No. Very efficient. Let's go. Go, 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 go. 7 meters per hour here. Let's make it count.
Hibernation activated. 3, 2, 1 minute till self-destruction. Stabilize.
track was better when I was taking a cold shower and listening to it. I was probably just getting a hype because of the cold shower. I mean, the beat is not right. The beat has some funk to it, but then I feel like it's a little bit too repetitive. Next, let's see.
Что ты любишь меня? 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 Что ты любишь меня?
Look at this. New hole.
Won't let you waste time no more. Won't let you. Won't let you waste my time no more.
Speaker is dead. You ripped my scarf. You ripped another one of my scarves, Pippi. And he's like, yeah, get good, huh? Be faster at scarf swinging. It's not my fault you suck. Miss Molly, so nice having you here. You too, Maxine. Let me see who I missed. Lois, Julian, Goo. Get it, Pippi. Pippi got it, dude. Pippi got it so hard. My heart is really breaking about this. Like I was dancing through pain that whole time. I was like, let's give it enough. My scarf that Christian gave me now has a massive hole in it. My name is giving me. Still dance out of gratitude. Laying down on the grass is making my back itch as well, which is always great. Let me get myself mic'd up. There we go. Now I should have better audio. Man, itchy backs and wrecked scarves. Look at Pippi being a freaking cutie though. Such a cutie. Let me see. Katie is here too. Lois, I did say hi. Joy V and Shanna. Love to you. Jules again. What a TFB. What? Good morning. Love is being sent. Mouse, feel free to let me know about the dreams. Lots of profound changes lately. I also had I've been having some interesting dreams as well, actually, myself, Maxine. Meltmore, tell us about your past loves. Maybe I will, Hoopy, but maybe some other day. Anybody else going to have as much fun as Doug Dad at Peppa Pig World today? I hope you're having a time of your life. Peppa Pig World. I don't even know that was a thing. What do you think? You like my hair clean, Gab? Do I look beautiful now? Is this what you wanted? You're like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. You finally look as manic as I've always imagined you. Let me put this off. I am melting. My body heat is exceeding what I would like for it to be. Oh goodness, so itchy. Freaking grass assaulting my skin. It's like, oh yeah, think you can just lay on us and get away with it? No. No. Now you're gonna feel like your skin is eating you alive. Thanks, grass. Thanks, dude. I don't know what I deserve this, but if you say so. My other water bottle is in my room right now, and I'm lazy. I'm not really lazy, I'm just tired, to be honest. Love you. Abundance, thank you. Yeah. That tastes abundance, right? That tastes abundance. I like how on the day we're gonna talk about abundance. Is it raining on me right now? The day we took. The day we talk about abundance, my speaker dies. Not having an abundance of battery power anymore. Whew. I got a beautifully abundant new tear in my scarf, graciously provided for by Peppy. I have an abundance of body heat, causing me to feel like I'm melting. I have an abundance of speakers to play music. I have an abundance of blades of grass underneath my body. An abundance of air molecules to breathe. An abundance of friends spending this moment with me. So much love, damn. Hot damn. So today's stream topic was inspired by my meditation this morning. Deepak Chopra's 21-day abundance meditation or something like that. More abundance. Maybe nor means something cooler. Nor too. What was I saying? Oh, please stop. Oh, please. Thank you, Mercy. You. Hey, Doug Dad is here too. Sending your vibes, dude. Sounds like my idea of hell. Doug, I would lie if I said if I didn't feel like maybe remotely, momentarily the same thing. I was just imagining a part of me as a kid was like really into. Oh, ouch! Well, woo, woo. Something's biting my ass. Sorry for my screams. Like I wanted to go to Disney World as a kid, but I didn't even like. Maybe Disney World is like it's like the metric, and then Peppa Pig World is like the Peppa Pigified version of that. Does sound like when I say it like that, it sounds kind of nightmarish. Doesn't enjoy me. You're gonna have the time of your life, I'm sure, Doug Dad. Even if it's just watching your kids have your kid has the time of her life. Your hair is glorious today, Mel. Thank you, Lois. Thank you so much, friend. Are you having a nice cup of coffee? I hope so. Get some aloe vera for that itchy skin. I'm just gonna accept it. I'm gonna accept that I have now an abundance of irritation all over my back. I was in that moment surrendering, right? That's what was happening. I was like first going to my knees, and then to the knees wasn't surrender enough. So I surrendered even more, going all the way down to my back. And now I have to surrender to the itch of the seeds. So I surrender. I'm still itching, right? My body is like, throw yourself in a food blender. I'm so sorry, that's a little bit gruesome, I know. But that's really where my mind goes. It's like, yes, you need to be eaten alive by piranhas right now. You need to, when I'm super cold, you need to light yourself on fire. No, 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 thank you. Intrusive thoughts, please. Oh, why are you sitting so far away from the camera, Melty? I want you to see me as small, very small, right? I want there to be an abundance of world in the frame comparatively to me, because that is what today's stream is about. I guess I should kind of start ranting, right? The idea I've been carrying in my head all day that I wanted to share with you, friends. As I was meditating, I had this moment, this feeling, this realization that I could live any life, right? And I was specifically thinking of it from this perspective of monks, right? That there are monks existing in our world right now. And their whole thing is to be all Zen and stuff. The whole monk community is like losing their minds right now. They're like, bro, what do you mean our whole thing is being like Zen and stuff? We do so much more. I know, I mean, hear me out. Hear what I'm trying to say before you jump to conclusions. Their whole thing is to be a monk, right? They like kind of commit themselves to this lifestyle. And then that's the way they live. And these people live beautiful lives. In fact, not only do they live beautiful lives, but they live lives that I want to use the word idolize, even though I don't like it that much, right? I look up to these lives that they get to live. I admire it. And then I think to myself, because I'm doing a abundance meditation, right? I think to myself, this abundance that I want, this idea I have of what wealth is supposed to be to me, is it going to be any differently than what these people are getting to experience right now? What I am experiencing right now, right? And then it came to me in this moment of thinking about this universe as infinite, right? At least infinite to our inconceivably small little human minds. That there is an infinite universe extending out from you in this moment, right? We can establish that. So from that understanding, we can kind of assume that there is an actual infinity outside of you as well, right? And no matter what job you do, no matter how successful you get, no matter how much power you accrue, you will, even if you own the entire earth, right? If I was God Emperor Meltmore, owner of Earth, right? I would still be insignificantly poor in comparison to the absolute infinite magnitude of the universe, right? So instead of becoming obsessed as an egoic mind of having more and more things, realize you are a part of the thing that is infinitely more than you could ever be, that you could ever consume, that you can ever accrue, that you can ever own, right? And then kind of identifying with that part of you that is that infinity, no matter which life you choose, no matter what life you get to live, it is going to be infinite in nature. And I know I've said something on the lines, right? Parallels of that idea over and over and over again. But I feel really today it kind of sunk in. I was like, I can relax a little bit. I'll never get to be quite as infinite as the infinite thing I am. Right? I'll never get to be as infinite as the infinite thing I am. Does that make sense? I'm going to write that one down even. I'll never get to be as infinite as the infinite thing I am. Not in my I am ready for abundance folder. This will be a manifestation affirmation. We'll go. I'll never get to be is infinite. Right? You are literally already the infinity. And on some level, potentially, mostly intrinsically, you already understand that. But then your ego kind of takes advantage of that part of you and bamboozles you, understanding that you're infinite, being imperfect is seen as something wrong, seen as something evil, seen as something to be fixed, right? We know you are that divine, you are that which is infinite. The change, the flow. Gap shamed Melty into a shower. I shower every day, dude. I shower every day. I just don't wash my hair every day because it's not good for me. I feel shame. I feel ashamed to have to defend myself. Do you friends think I don't take showers? Is that how it is? It's like, yeah, this dirty fucking hippie. We just listen to him because he says funny things sometimes. I mean, the asshole doesn't even shower. Sounds like, oh, Harris Lawrence. Thank you again, Fred. Can't imagine a more fun place to be. You lucky duck dad, right? It's going to be my first time. Have patience. Thoughts for me. We will. Patience is like bread, I say. I ran out that yesterday. So much love. Why are you sitting so far? Mel, sit closer to the camera so I can see your face. Yeah? Okay, fine. Fine. Shelby is also like, listen to the people. I want to see you. I'll listen to the people. Because Miss Molly and Joy Viv asked, you want to see my face? All right, I got to make the point I was trying to make. Infinity is within you. Dear friend, it is you. Oh, what, really? It's actually starting to rain. No. No. Well, I guess you manifested, you know. If I was like, nah, I'm not gonna get closer to the camera, I would have had to recant what I said and get closer anyway. Oh, goodness. At least it's raining the other way today. Yeah, I have a face. You have a face. Now we're facing each other. I'm sorry. I'm just happy to be able to have these moments with you. Oh, okay. Let me see. That Paul is way further away than my brain told me it was, looking in the camera like that. Hey, you now, friends. Thank you for joining me. If you want to have like a little bit of a better experience, you has a nice face. Thank you, Shinansky. I feel manic when I look at myself. And it's kind of weird looking at myself like this as well, because it's like I'm looking at someone else. Right? Normally when I look at myself in the mirror, I look into my own eyes like this. This is what it's like for me to look at myself. This is what you would see in the mirror if you were me. All right? Literally. This is a mirror. What you're seeing is yourself as me. It's okay, please. Oh, no, my man, mind is melting. I always think of the word abundance as abundance. For years, my nickname has been Rabbit, Bunny, Bun, so abundance is something that makes a button dance. I don't know if you know this, you might not, but Shannon identifies or has the spirit animal of the bunny. So I feel that's even more synchronistic than you know, dear friend. Abundances. Look at that rain. Yeah. And it's raining that way. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Abundance, right? We did ask for abundance. Ask and ye shall receive. Like the clouds doesn't even look very rainy. But it's going. Oh, the rain. How about it, Toasty? It's nice having you here too, friend. So much love to you, man. I've been thinking about you. Yesterday's flower. I'm sick, so I need to be spicier than usual. From the hip, Joy V. I hope you feel better soon, dear friend. I hope you get to rest. The little guy is doing great. He's almost 7 months old and wears 12-month-old size clothes. He's gonna be a giant. He's gonna be one of the first new age giants that roam the earth, right? He doesn't have to be big bodily, but he is going to be big spiritually, emotionally, with his influence, with his love. Joy Vive, I hope you'll better soon, friend. Thank you for the love. We're here with you, Joy Vive, sending you healing. This is nice. Chunks, the only time in life where fatness is encouraged is when you're a baby. It's true. So unfair. Did you delete the cat meditation for anxiety? I didn't. I edited it and then I posted it and then I noticed that I didn't add music and I was like, you know what? I guess I can add music to these things because there was like I didn't put the little windshield on, so there was like crackling in the audio, and that drove my mind insane. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna add music to it so that it's kind of muffled a little bit, all of the bad audio pieces. And then I re-uploaded it. It probably is available again, Poopy, if you go check it out. Thank you for asking. You have a handsome face. Thank you, Fred. So much. I was talking about hair. If you shower every day, you shower more than I do. Oh yes, I shower every day. I shower every day because it's like a part of my ritual where I drink black coffee and then I shower cold and then I get dressed and then I do yoga and then I do the stream. Like it's like a loop to me. I have to do those things for my OCD brain to feel, yeah, good job. You did the thing. Abundance, right? That's the thing I'm tripping out about. And so just in those few seconds that I spend watching the rain, there fell more water on this surface area than we will ever be able to irrigate using pumps trying to pull water underneath the ground. Like, it will be impossible. It will cost us millions of dollars just to pour this water that just fell. Abundance. Abundance, abundance, abundance. More than we can ever have. Infinitely more than we can ever take with us. Right? Uncle Becky's words of, the only thing you can take is this breath. And even that you have to let go. But realize there's always that ebb and flow. Give and take. Give and take. Give and take. Take and give. Back and forth. Okay. Flesh-colored couch incoming. You thought wrong. No flesh-colored couches today. The rain isn't encroaching on my space, at least. I get to be safe. Whatever this is on the patio looks like one of your ducks staring out into the mountains. Lovely rains. It really is. It's nice having you here, Toast Malos. How are you doing, bro? I thought you meant, buns. I didn't know you had rabbits. Oh my goodness, I love the rain. I haven't seen rain in so long. I'm happy to be sharing it with you. Mel, the cat meditation, you deleted it? No, Maula. I didn't delete it. I want to live there. Lucia? I think that's the first time I've ever seen your username. I cannot give you this place, right, from the perspective of abundance. There's just so much of it that even if I wanted to give it to you, it will take me my whole life to carry it to you piece by piece. But I will vicariously appreciate it for you, right? Live as you. Appreciate this space. It is yours, dear friend. There you go. Without you being here, that moment you just had looking at this experience goes unexperienced, all right? You did that. Yeah. I'm kind of having a reframing happening in my mind, and it's a little bit jarring. It's tripping me out just like a smidgen. Lucia, pack your bags, Lucia. Love it. Thank you. Thank you, Fred. Thank you so much. These moments we get to share. One of the cats was playing around. I feel kind of flabbergasted, right? Understanding the stream topic that I'm trying to share today. And it's silencing me. It's like I feel like the best way for me to say what I'm trying to say is to not say anything. And my ego mind actively doesn't want that happening, right? It's narrating to itself. Maybe we'll just breathe a little bit. Locking, shall we? I really do believe that we can do this experiment pretty much wherever we are. I used to do it in China as well, where I would go up to the very top of the residential buildings I used to live in. And I would just look over at the expanse. So many buildings. I would think to myself, all of those people that live there. So many lives, people cooking themselves food, choosing to entertain themselves one way or another, make things, have pets, have kids. Abundance. Such an abundance of life. Right? And I remember myself very specifically, I'm trying to parse that version of myself and this version of myself. And that version of myself was going through some wacky shit. Like during that time when I used to like really focus on my meditation like that, was when I wasn't getting paid. I was still working, but I was living in the apartment of the people that were supposed to pay me. So they pay for your apartment. But then these apartments have like these digital codes. And if the person that's paying your apartment stops paying, your keys to your house stop working. So I really felt kind of enslaved, right? I felt like I had no power, no recourse, no control. That this person is underpaying me by like $1,000 a month. And I just have to kind of eat it because I'm living in an apartment. And even the door inside my apartment, right? Even the door inside my apartment doesn't work as well. It got so bad that I would take a piece of paper and pull the door shut, but like pull it shut with tension or friction instead of pulling it shut with the electronic lock when I had to go and get myself food because I was worried that if I came back, I wouldn't be able to get inside. And that did happen. That did happen a few times. Where at the end of the month, my employer would just not pay my apartment and then I would be stuck outside. And then I would like cope. I would cope. Feeling so out of control, feeling so small, feeling so incapable of changing my life, of making a positive difference in others' lives because I didn't have access to people I could talk to either. I would just go up to these apartment, these like high-rise apartment buildings and look over the cityscape. And unfortunately, when I am in a situation like that, intrusive thoughts always are a thing. But I've had those intrusive thoughts since I was a little boy. And they don't bother me as much anymore. But I did realize how taking time like that, taking these moments of stillness, to look over an expanse of space, even if you close your eyes, right, that infinity is there as well. There's an abundance of nothingness, an abundance of some things in your mind space as well. I feel in comparison to how I used to live in China. And like that's why I'm tripping out, because during that time was when I started writing manifestation journals as well, right? And I've come full circle where the same program that I followed during that time of my life to manifest, and I remember painfully every single day writing down that I'm being paid what I'm owed. I am being compensated for the work I've done. I am being compensated for the work I've done. I am being compensated for the work I've done over and over like an insane person. I still haven't been compensated for the work I've done, but I am still abundant, right? I'm not in any state of loss or lack right now. That nothing was taken from me, lest I'm giving it. And to give yourself everything, to give yourself this moment, to give yourself calm, breath, some blessed water, bless. conversation of a friend or a family member, a moment of stillness where you spend time just with yourself, with that deep inner knowing, where your connection to your highest self resides. You are abundant, infinitely so. There's so much. There is so much. There is so much for every single one of us. Love. Okay, I'm tripping out. I'm coming back. Rain so loud. Love the rain. Haven't heard it. Okay. We can talk about something else if you like, Melty. Talk about something else. I think we did a little bit, Joyviv. I think we did a little bit. I really got into a reflection trip there for a second. Maula was asking me about my previous loves, which is a curious question to ask me at this point in my life as well. The last relationship I was in only lasted like 2 weeks, so a part of me doesn't even want to count it as a relationship. How about that thunder? Her name was Liz. Her name still is Liz, I guess. She's an artist. Mixed race. Her dad was black, her mom was South African. African and South African. Excuse my bigotry. And she was beautiful. Still is, I guess. Haven't seen her since. And I met her like 2 months before I went to China. Right? And I was very much in love with her. And I told her this. But I also told her that I don't know if I met her at the right time of my life, because I had to leave, right? And this was like the last week that I went and visited her. Came back from that experience, was living with my friends in their commune. I was sleeping on the couch at that point. And we planned this weekend trip. We're gonna go and take LSD next to a river, like a little bit of a cliffside. It was really nice. And we planned this whole situation out, me and all of my friends, like 11 of us. And Adam, my best friend, invites this girl, Vega, I believe, because he's chatting to her on Facebook or something. And interestingly enough, against all odds, of course, Vega and Liz are friends with one another. So Vega gets invited to the LSD weekend, and so does Liz. And Liz, at that point, haven't taken that many psychedelics. She's taken mushrooms twice, but that was it, right? So LSD was a little bit of a foreign thing to her at that point, I guess. But she goes with us to this weekend. What my friends didn't know, though, was about 2 weeks prior, me and Liz stopped talking to one another completely. Because she was like, when I text, I really do try to pour my heart and soul into every message. And it takes so much of my time. I spend between 1 and 3 hours a day texting alone. And it's something that I trip myself out about as well, right? With the whole abundance thing. Right? I only have this much time. I don't have an infinite abundance of time, at least not in this human life. So how am I supposed to be spending it? And I do value texting, communicating with friends. So I try to, I really do. But during that particular time, I was going through some difficulty with my friends as well, where they also knew I was moving to a different country soon. And I don't know if it created animosity, if it created a sense of separation between us, knowing that I'm gonna have to leave, like an unwillingness to really bond with me, feeling like it's gonna be wasted effort or time wasted, spending that with me. So I was like really fucking with my own head with that. I was like, bruh, this should be the time we should be embracing one another's love the most, right? Because I'm gonna be away for a while and I won't be able to have these moments. And then during this time, she was really sending me messages. She would like send me photos of the art she was making, send me like 2 5-minute voice notes, and then like 5 big text wall messages. And I replied to each of these little things, like kind of in short, right? Just giving my general thoughts. And she asks me, why aren't you replying in full to me? And I told her, I'm just really going through some things right now. And then blue ticks, right? Message read, and then nothing. And I'm a proud person. I'm pretty proud, and it's something I have to work on, and I've been trying to. But if someone doesn't want to talk to me, and I've reached out, I've said something, then I'm not going to force them to, right? And I feel like I'm a hypocrite looking back at my life right now, because that friend of mine, Adam, he doesn't talk to me at all. And I keep sending him messages, right? Over and over and over and over again. I'll send him a message today again. I think I sent him a message on the 3rd of February. So like to show myself that I am capable of not being proud as well. Back to the story. So I was proud, right? Oh yeah. I tell you that I'm going through a lot right now after you kind of communicate your expectation at me. And then instead of reiterating or asking me what I'm going through, you just decide to completely cease communication. Fine, I can do that too, right? And then 2 weeks passed of excommunicado, right? No communications between us. And then she comes with us on this LSD weekend. And we find ourselves there. And Saturday morning, we take the LSD. All of us, except her. Except her. She's the only one between like 12 or 13 people, completely sober. And she really took it upon herself to take that as a teaching moment. To really tell me how I'm fucking my life up by taking drugs, and how I'm selfish. And looking back, I do understand where she's coming from. I still think I am, in large part. She was attacking my friends as well, unfortunately, right? I wasn't the only one in her scorn. Hell knows no fury like the scorn of a woman. I really understood that weekend what that saying means. Probably didn't help that I was absolutely dripping my tits off while she was like I was like actually melting my own brain to not be able to understand the words she was saying, to give myself peace of mind. And then that was the last I ever saw her. I think my friends also understood that weekend why we kind of stopped talking. I do hope she's doing well. I wish I could show you some of her art, but I think she blocked me on all of the social media as well. And there is Quinita, the girl I was with before Liz. About 4 months. I met her just after finishing high school. She was the friend of my then best friend's girlfriend, Megan's friend. And we went to this type of Comic-Con event, as we call it, Rage, we also have like gaming stands and technology for sale, and there's people that cosplay for prizes. It's a whole thing. And I invite Heinrich because we always, well, not always, we did that a few times. It was like a thing our friend group did, go to Rage together. And then this time he invited this girlfriend and this friend of his and hers. And then we met there, we kind of hit it off, we exchanged numbers, and we started communicating. And we ended up dating around end of December. And then when I started working in 2018, when I started working in 2018, I moved to Pretoria to be closer to her because she was studying education. And that went well. But during that time of my life, I was doing work in the industry, in the modeling industry, while at the same time working in AV. So by day, I was installing microphones, TVs, projector systems, video conferencing equipment, stuff like that. Like a lot of running of cables. so many cables. Oh, so many. And at night, I had this modeling class that would teach us how to walk and would teach us how we're supposed to be dressing ourselves, teach us the fundamentals of style, teach us the history of these things. It was basically a glorified money-making scheme, promising young people opportunities by teaching them what they're supposed to know. And then they did kind of provide the service of sending me interviews, right? Like I could like receive an address and a time, and I could go there and audition and whatever. So I was surrounded by many beautiful people, but there was one specific girl in my class, Chandra, I believe her name was, who just had these absolutely beautiful eyes. And the way that she would look at me would make me feel seen, right? So seen. And that was my second relationship. And at that time of my life, I believed, at least maybe I convinced myself thereof, that if I'm truly in love with a person, I won't have feelings for anyone else, right? And I felt myself feeling things for this other woman. And I was like, well, that's not right, dude. Clearly, this girl you're dating right now should know about this. If you respect her enough to tell her, right? Instead of just dragging her along, expecting her to be, just someone in your life when you're looking at someone else, if you will. And unfortunately, at that time of my life, I wasn't mature enough to actually just be, open about that. So I found a way to make it her fault. Like, she did enjoy drinking and going out, and that just wasn't my vibe. I don't like drinking and going to bars, but that was something that she did with her girlfriends. And then one weekend when she went out, she went with her friends, and then she comes back late at night, and she tells me about this guy, one of her friends' friends, who was there as well, right? And like, you should see her fractal as well, and I understand it looking back. Like, I was playing games, all right, because it was my weekend, and at that point of my life, I was still playing Dota. So I was playing Dota, and she came she came to my apartment, and I was still playing, and then she was lying on my bed, and then she tells me this story about this guy that was at this, dancing place that she was as well with her friends, and how he tells her that if she tells him that she's in a relationship, right, and that she prefaces it with that, and then she tells me how he tells her that if she wasn't in a relationship, he would be acting way differently, and and then she's voice noting this dude laying on my bed, and I turn my game off and I turn around, and I'm like, I don't know if you should do that. And that's where it started. Because she was of the character, right? And that's in large part why I liked her so much. She was strong. She was a whole person of her own, and she didn't like being told what to do. And I knew that. So I told her not to talk to him, knowing that she wasn't going to like that, knowing that if she doesn't like me telling her to not talk to this dude, I can escalate it and break up the relationship. That's what I did. And I'm not proud of it. And I've had conversations with her since. Like, me and her are actually on talking terms. And she's grateful for, in her words, the things I taught her as well. And there's no animosity between me and her, fortunately. But during that part of the relationship, I did make a stink out of something that I could have realized, right? And I read The Way of the Superior Man since then. And one of the things that was beautifully shared in that book is that the divine feminine will get your attention, even if that attention is outrage or anger, rather than having none of your attention, right? So I'm very aware that during that time of my life, I wasn't, in that moment at least, I wasn't giving her my attention. She was kind of tipsy. She just came back from dancing. Now she's laying on my bed and I'm playing games, right? And I know, I can see what's happening in her head as well. So she stimulates outrage. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna create polarity in this moment. And now looking back, obviously that's what it was. But I was also in a fractal where, in a way, I wanted there to be some sort of animosity or some sort of separation. And then the relationship that followed before that, I was the dumpy. Is that what you call it? I was the one that got dumped. And that was a little bit more, I want to say, tragic for my heart at least. Because me and this girl were together since we were 16 for 2.5 years. 2.5 years we dated one another. And she did a lot for me. Like, she really helped me believe that I am actually someone that's lovable. She showed me that I'm beautiful. She reminded me, even. She was very sexual. And I guess during that part of my life, that was something that I needed. But she grew up in the same fractal that I did, Christianity. And there's like some societal norms that people expect you to conform to. Like believing, for example, right? Where she was very much a part of the church community. And people go to church and then they drink tea and they talk about how much they believe or whatever. And she wanted to be part of that. And I wasn't going to be able to give her that. So driving back from prom, basically, our version of prom, she leaves me, right? So we go to prom, we dance together, we eat. She introduces herself to all of my school colleagues as my girlfriend, and then she leaves me on the way back from there. And now looking back, I feel a part of me sees it as, I guess, noble that she at least showed all of my school colleagues that I was in a relationship or something. But the other part of me feels like she wanted me to be differently, right? One, from the perspective of, at that point in my life, I was an atheist, hardcore atheist, right? Like, when you die, you turn to worms. There's just infinite black, nothingness. I would trip people out about that. I don't believe that anymore because of personal experience, but I also don't know, right? I feel I know more than I did at that point, but I still know nothing in comparison to the infinity. So she wanted me to be a Christian, And that wasn't going to happen, so she left me. But this wasn't the first time that she did. The second time was a few months prior to that, right? Literally, we usually write our math on the Friday and the Monday of like the semesters. So on my final math paper, right, for my entire school Luabon, my entire school career, my final math paper, she leaves me on the Thursday, right, the night that I'm studying for my final math paper. So I'm devastated, like I'm crying. I walk to the gym, actually crying. I work out, actually crying. Like I was straight up crying. People were coming up to me and asking me if I'm okay. And I would just show them that I have earphones in my ears and I would listen to like Bullet for My Valentine or something. And I would just grunt exercises out. And then I pretended to study. I'm so surprised that I finished high school sometimes. You know, that was brutal. And then literally by the Wednesday, we were back together. And she needed to see me devastated or something, right? Because we went to church together on the Sunday. That still happened. She needed to see me devastated, and seeing me devastated on the Sunday made her realize how much she needed me or whatever. And then back again together by Wednesday. And I told her explicitly that I understand, right, that there is confusion, there is worry, because we weren't in the same school at that point. But that is not something that I tolerate, right? Stability, trust is the most important thing to me. So if you're leaving again, then it's done. And then she did. And I accepted it completely. Stone cold, in fact, where she was like, I don't think we can be together anymore. And I was like, okay. And then I looked back forward because I was in the car driving. And then she's like, what do you mean, okay? And I look back and I'm like, I said, okay. And then she starts crying because I guess me saying it's okay wasn't okay. Yeah. There you go, Maolao. You ask and you shall receive, right? That is the story of the relationships I've been in. But Liz was 4 years ago. Liz was end of 2019. No, 2018. End of 2018. Yassi. Yeah. End of 2018. Because 2019 was when I went to China. 2020 was COVID, right? While I was still in China. And then I returned in August of 2020. And then we started what we're doing right now at the start of 2021. What fun! Life. What a trip, taking me back down memory lane, dude. Reflecting on the abundance of experiences I've gotten to have. And because of my experiences with love, I have been pretty mindful. Like, I don't want to get into a relationship that is not going to be true to what I believe I can be, you know, and what I'm worthy of. So it's a process. Let me see. I think I'm gonna reload the comments quickly. There we go. You can abundance if you want to. You can abundance if you want to. You can leave your things behind. Cause if abundance don't really enhance, then there is no use of skitty bop, diddy buddy. Hey again, Kate. Stepped away for a minute. How are you? So happy to see these being out. Much love. Thank you for inspiring, dear friend. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling abundant. I'm feeling taken care of and secure, supported by you friends. Seriously. I can feel the heart space you're holding for me, and it makes me want to cry, but the rain is going to cry for me instead. I like that. Stoic dance, dude. Stoic dance, do. Oh, thunder, this is so cozy. Time to wrap up in a blanket. How grateful I am to have a blanket today. Yeah, no, that is abundance manifestation right there. Grateful to have blanket. Time does not exist. Every moment is precious and no moment is wasted. There we go. Yes, that is the way I should be seeing it. Thank you, Candace, for echoing that. Every moment is precious. Whew. Every moment is precious. No moment is wasted. I work on billable hours. Time exists. Yeah, you like time existing, don't you? You wish time existed double for the time you had to work. Imagine that, Trevi. You could just triple your time. What do you mean, Mel? Yeah, now you just get paid 3x what you get paid for a normal hour. Have you been using AI tools for your work, Trevi? Did your prom cost you 1K? No. No, fortunately not. Our prom was like 740 Rand or something, which is like 60 bucks. Yeah, like 60 bucks. It was like 60 bucks. We just got some food, basically. It wasn't too fancy. Amen. Viking Queen. She knows, right, Gab? So nice to have her here again. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why we call it the present. Get some of that Uguay wisdom. Yeah, I work a bit of hours. Remember, sweet melt, the more authentic you are, the less approval you will get. Have the courage not to be for everyone and watch how much better life gets. I fortunately have been in that mode of existence for a long time, Zana. I've met very few people that approve of me, right? That's why I inevitably, unequivocally, fundamentally reminded that love is true every single time I see you, friends. Lolo, love you. Until next time, friend. Heather, you see, like every one name, I'm reading a name and there's a whole person that approves, at least remotely, right? That I don't need more approval. I already have infinite approval, even if it's just you. Just one friend being like, I approve enough of this moment to be here right now, right? That means so much. And I believe I've been authentic, right? I do believe that. I feel like the meditation content is authentic, but it's me trying to do something, give something that I feel comes naturally to me audibly, right? And that makes me feel unauthentic, right? I honestly believe that the way I'll be giving meditations in the future is with brain links. I know, that's a little bit weird, right? But that's what I believe, where I'll meditate and then I'll be able to share that meditation, the actual meditation I'm meditating. I'll be able to share that with you friends. But I'm not there yet. I'm not there just yet. So I'm growing the skill that I need to be able to do that. And unfortunately, these things will make us feel a little bit inauthentic sometimes and feel authentic. If you go and watch my old streams, for example, there we go, back again. Haha, Christina, it's nice seeing you, friend. Thank you for adding to your username. Now it's even easier for me to remember. I can just read with my eyeballs. Love you, friend. Yeah, we're growing actively, little by little. Abundance and relationship, love and all. I can tell you for a fact, when you die, your body turns into worm food. I can tell you about your changed every day, moment to moment, over and over again. So much change has been perceived through this body. I got to tell you a little bit about my life, right? Just notice the amount of change I've been through in the last 5 years. Never mind what I'm still going to be going through, right? All of us are going to be going through. So identifying with the part of me that is going through, right? Intercepting, cutting through infinity, your awareness is more powerful to me than identifying with my body, the finite, right? The awareness that you are is the infinite. The things that are to be aware of is the finite. And even though it is the finite, it is infinitely so, right? Brain melts. 144p resolution. Hell yeah. Probably some sort of internet weirdness, Melita. I saw my stream drop for a second there, and now you're telling me that it's bad quality, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's that. Thank you for being here with me, for choosing this moment. I hope the audio sounds crispy. Regardless. Hey, yeah, you now friends. Thank you for tagging the YouTube side. I appreciate that. Shannon, love you. Popping in at the end. You're here. Now, I got dumped on prom too. We didn't go together though, man. We were kids. It felt like the whole world. It's been a decade, and I can still remember how I felt, but it feels like nothing now. It's the attachment. It's the attachment, Susan. Susanna. Sorry about that. It's the attachment, right? Because we orchestrate this whole story. We tell ourselves this beautiful fantasy of what we're going to do together and how we're going to get married and then have kids, and we talk about our kids' names and and we like build so many fractals on top of fractals, convincing ourselves that this is our whole life, right? And then when that goes away, it feels like our whole life ended. I'm gonna try this. There we go. I hope that's better. The audio is smacking. Yeah, I keep tripping out and getting lost. I never went to prom. I think you probably won. Joy Vive in 2003. Money, $1,000 car was an old person death car. So they were selling it cheap for 1,500 lol. I think you had to have a car to go to prom, or like get yourself a car to go to prom. I used mom's car to go to the Matrikovskaya, that's what we call it. Thank you for the love, Shan. Wishing you so much love as well, Lalo. We'll see you again soon. It's not the end until it's over. And if it's not over, it's not the end. Thank you for echoing again. Joy V. I'm seeing a cruise ship. Beautifully so. It was highly technological. Had like an interesting hull. Had like these white bands with like blue inlay and then white underneath it again. Very nice. Very classy. Thank you, Joy V. Melty, I just sent you a cool photo from a few moments ago on Discord. Thank you, Joy V. I'll check it out. The voiceover alone, listening to meditation is calmer when I am then I am able to achieve on my own. Okay, thank you for that, Heather. I'll try and make it a little bit more authentic, because like that's the other thing that trips me out. I don't know if it's just because I don't like hearing my own voice, if it's because I'm tripping out about what my voice is supposed to sound like, or if it's just because I'm reading something where I feel more monotone sometimes. Like my latest meditation, the kitty one, was more off the top of my head, and the one before that, the Tree of Life one, is also off the top of my head. The kitty one is like structured points and then off of the top of my head. And I asked you friends in a moment, do you think that's going to be better? And I felt like, yeah, probably. You do that. Now I just have to get pacing right, because my mind also has a hard time being calm. So I feel like I'm rushing always with everything sometimes. Feeling, is it raining heavily again? Not too heavily, kind of nicely actually. Just cooling everything nice and down. Christina, so much love. Feeling such abundant of love in the third day of the fast. Woohoo! I'm happy to hear you're feeling good, Canlita. Sending you even more love. It was a museum of science and industry in Chicago. And I was trying to keep up with the rich kids' parents' money. Limo with 12 people, nice dinner, bought my sweet and party favors. Well, at least it's something to look back on, Duck Dad. Right? Maybe we would regret how much money we spent, but that experience isn't lost. You get to keep it forever. It's yours. I had tech difficulties. I should watch, but not chat. This morning, Melta shared so much. It definitely reminded me that we are not alone in our ups and downs. Never, Christina, never ever. Right? Like, I feel like I should sometimes just stress that I am but a person. I really do try to be a fractal. I try. I like being fractals. I love it. But it is deceiving. I don't know if deceiving is the right word. Illusionary, I think, is the better word. It's a little bit illusionary, right? I am an illusion to you, technically, because you see parts of me, all right? You don't see the version of me that is in my pajamas, kind of like I have my feet on the table, pushing myself, rocking back and forth, flexing my core, right? As I'm watching some sort of brain damage. Right? But that's me too. That's me too. But now it's a part of the illusion that you see me as, right? And because of the way I show up, the meditations, the yoga, the dancing, sitting down and streaming like this, it can create a simulacrum of who I am. And I know this, and I believe that's what Meltmore is. That's what I believe Meltmore is. And I don't think it's bad, but I do think it's something we have to paradox ourselves into understanding, right? To see the duality, while at the same time understanding that I'm trying to lean into the light side, the love side of this duality that we're a part of, right? That there is an abundance of both light and darkness. And that if I'm going to do anything on the internet, for the internet, to the internet, I would hope to do something lovingly. And you friends help me by doing the exact same thing for me, right? You're also contributing lovingly in this moment. Joy V, 501. Damn, Doug, that's wild. It really was. Good news. My next prom was my wife's, and we have been together since. That's so nice. From prom to Peppa Pig world, the change. I understand it's a rite of passage, but prom is highly overrated here, and it puts an enormous amount of pressure on one day in the lives of humans going through so much already. Like, for me, more so than the one day of pressure is all of the other days of pressure leading up to, right? Having to get yourself dressed in a particular way, having to ask a person if they want to go with you, worrying that nobody is going to ask you, etc., etc. And I guess in a weird way, maybe we should encourage kids to kind of deal with these difficulties, but maybe there's a better way. Like in South Africa, they encourage it more. We have what we call sokkies as well, like summer dances, summer dance, winter dance, spring dance. We have those as well every year, where you pay like $2 and then you get into like the school hall and they play music. But there was some degeneration happening there as well, so I wasn't really too keen. And I was also too awkward to ask anybody to dance with me. I didn't believe anybody would want to, and even if somebody wanted to, I didn't know what I would do with that information. So yeah. I'm glad that you're I'm glad that's your fractal and not mine on the Peppa Pig thing. I was dealing with so much anxiety, and watching Meltmore and feeling all of this positivity with friends has made a change for the positive. You deserve that, Christina. Accept the abundance of calm energy. I'm so happy that I can share that with you. Like, it really, I'm trying to understand even. I'm trying to see you deeply, right? Realizing that there is a person, Christina, in this world with me. And I know what it feels like to be anxious, right? To feel like you're literally running away from something while being stuck in your own body. And the fact that I can help make you feel like you can actually just sit down and have this moment of calm, it really does honor me. It makes me feel abundant. I write every single day, how I want to feel at the end of the day. And some of the day's writings went something like, I want to feel less guilt, shame, and anger. I want to feel more peace and calm. I want to feel taken care of. I want to feel hope for the future. I want to feel like I made progress. I want to feel happy and healthy. I want to feel like I made a difference. Thank you for reminding me, Christina, that we always do. Thank you for making a difference in my life as well. I appreciate you. You wouldn't like me anymore if you saw what I look like right now. I do tie myself up before Sunday's Sanghas. Joy V, this might be a little bit weird, but I honestly believe people get more beautiful the more messed up they look. Right? And messed up sounds a little bit weird, but have you ever seen someone just wake up? Right? They go from unconscious, face smushed up against the pillow, right? Hair all over their face, and they get up, right? That to me is beautiful because it's so unique. It's such an experience, like a painting, right? And I feel like I just wish I could see myself that way sometimes. The intricacy of your face, like this thing, for example. You see this? This is something I tend to be very critical about when I look at myself. Because that's a remnant of me being so overweight that I had extra skin build up, all right? And now, having lost weight, there's sagging that happens. And I get to see that in my own face, right? That I'm less overweight than I used to be at one point in my life. And instead of hating it, I can see it as something beautiful. But to you, it might just be a part of my face. Right? Oh yeah, that thing. You don't think about it necessarily. You just see it as another part of the abundance. You are beautiful, friend. Realize that we see ourselves more critically than other people will always, especially me. I see you, Trevi, right? Beyond body, beyond mind awareness, your ability to perceive it all. We have homecoming and winter ball. I never understood American prom. It was such not a big deal here. No one needed to invite someone to come with them. You could dance with your professors and go home whenever you wanted. Ours is almost the same. Not so much dancing with professors. That didn't happen, but going home whenever you wanted to wasn't going home for us. It was more going somewhere where people were drinking. At least that's the way it works in South Africa. In Canada, it's semi-formal. It's still semi-formal here in SA as well. We are expected to dress in suits for the prom one. We have those dances too, starting in middle school. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Sounds like a social anxiety incubator to me. Yikes, yeah. Very much so. It was wonderful. I'm still kind of traumatized. Abundantly so. Nice. So nice. I'm so happy for the rain. The stream teaches me so much about myself. Reframing my last understandings. Just this week, I was going through the trip of people like me from an external perception. But they don't have to deal with my funk moods and low vibe times. Then thinking about seeing others in their low vibes and knowing it wouldn't change the love I have built for them. Thanks for the reframe. I hope you could hear all of that. That was so beautiful, Jovan. Yeah. Exactly that. right? That even when I was giving you the example of me sitting with my feet up on the table watching something. You know what I've been watching recently? Talking about brain damage. I've been watching Physical 100. You know how that's fucking with my brain? Like I watch Physical 100 and then I pause and then I go and do pull-ups and then I come back out of breath and then I watch it more and then I catch my breath and then I go outside and I do it more. Like that's some insanity. That's some straight up insane shit. That's some fucking crazy. And Physical 100 is this new Netflix show, Korean Netflix show that is about the 100 most physically fit individuals of the country, apparently, and then they compete against one another to see which body type is the best body type, right? For strength, for endurance, for functionality, if you will. And then seeing these people, like absolute, Giga Chad human beings compete, it really is quite an experience. And it does make me reflect on myself, right? Where it makes me want to be stronger as well. But it doesn't make you love me any less, does it? Hey, the only pressure was for prom. All the other dances were no big deal. And there was zero pressure to have a date. That's nice. Fortunately, there was zero pressure to have a date of the other dances for us as well. But when you got there, you could ask people to dance with you. That was like the difference that I'm noticing. The more messed up you look, the more honest you behave. So it truly is beautiful. Yes. I like that one. Right? Where sometimes we pretty ourselves up so much that we're not even the same person. Oh goodness. Humans are wild. Wait a second. Now I'm also thinking about how external perception, sometimes we see what the internal doesn't. Oh yes. Humans are wild. Heather says, "You are literally one of the most beautiful people I've ever met, inside and out. It's maddening how we can't see ourselves in the light we see others." It is. And it's a separation thing, right? Where at the same time, separation is the thing that allows us to love others with so much polarity, while at the same time being the thing that allows us to kill them, right? Where if we truly understood that we're all one, and that we should love ourselves from that oneness, right, as the one, to love the one, we would be loving ourselves in the same way we love others. But it's almost like our ego doesn't want that. Because if you loved yourself like the one, it would cease to be. Because you would be infinity instead of just yourself. You would be less abundant. You would be less abundant in ego and more abundant in beingness. And your ego wants to be abundantly egoic. Otherwise, it's not doing its job. How about that? That rain seems pretty loud, huh? I hope getting a little bit closer to the microphone is helping. It's like having your ear up to my... I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, that sounds unhealthy, Melty. Stop comparing yourself to Korean Giga Chads. They look so good. Those Korean Giga Chads look so good. It is unhealthy. But I am, again, and we were talking about this earlier, I'm not doing these pull-ups because I hate how I look. I'm doing it because I love myself and I want to get stronger. So I am, at the same time, I have that perception at least. Please do remember, Melty, that if you do less than 30 pull-ups a day, I will laugh at you. Goes to starts doing pull-ups. Yes, I would lessen the sense of self. I love the sound of rain and storms. Me too. I really do. We could hear you just fine. You don't have to hold your mic. Maybe I like holding the mic. Maybe it makes me feel like an announcer person. Now it just makes me feel insane. Thank you, JV. I've been doing this for no reason. It kind of gives me a sense of calm holding something. I feel like I'm doing something. Yes, I am holding microphone. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't have to trip out about the abundance. Well, it was me that sent the photo on Discord, not JV. Sorry for mistaking. It's a photo of you looking at the rain, but also looking beyond the rain to the snow out my window. What a trip. I love that. Thank you. I look forward to seeing that. I have to go. Love you, Christina. But thank you so much, Melpor and friends. My favorite is that wonderful laugh and imagining all of the friends laughing along. Love you, Christina. We'll see you again soon, dear friend. Thank you for spending some time with us. You make me giggle. So much love. Okay. Okay. What a moment. What a moment to share. You want to pull some sacred geometry cards? Yeah? Want to see what it has to say? I'll put this little microphone back. I can see it is hearing me. It technically captures in like a little sphere around itself. I just really see the amount of gain the rain is putting onto my little microphone receiver, so it's stripping me out a little bit. Yes, the profession of announcer person. Holding something helps me fidget less and feel calm. I feel it. I really did feel it. That's why I have Melita the stick as well. It's coming down a little bit aggressively now, so it's like splashing up again, causing like micro droplets to fall on me. This one? This is the card. ID card. Like one of the big ones. Card time. Lois, are you gonna kidnap Melty and make him stare at your window? It's like, yes, let's recreate. I have to recreate this moment where you do the thing. Can I eat food after I stare out the window? Maybe. Maybe, I'll think about it. I'll think if you can eat food. And then she feeds me eventually, and I completely Stockholm syndromes. I shouldn't joke about stuff like this, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Extra snuggles for you, little Heather. Thank you for that so much. Of course, not HIV. It's just an optical illusion. Or as you say, an optical conclusion. I like that as well. Let's go. My kiddo is sick and wants cuddles. Love you, Heather. Sending you good vibes. We pulled the Emissaries of Love card today, of course. Look at us. Sitting in a circle in this moment right now. Chilling. Having conversations, love emanating, wings coming out the hearts, dolphins flying up. Hey yo, 37, and there's 7 friends watching right now. I completely Stockholm syndromes. I'm happy that you enjoy my nonsense. Joy V, you make me feel so seen. Thank you. Thank you, Shannon, for sending the healing energies as well. This is one of my favorites, seriously. Emissaries of Love. I believe these are us, right? And I share this every single time I pull these cards. The person who wrote this, Francine Hart, is 73 right now, right? So when she talks about rainbow children, she's talking about us, about you, dear friend. Emissaries of Love. We love you, Mel. As I love you too. So much. Thank you. Our beloved Candace for joining us too today. I'm gonna move my tablet out of the way. The rain is so splashing on me. Like a lot. My things are getting... One more time. and then I'll read what the card says. Card number 37. Emissaries of love. New children. Look at that. Oh man, it's coming sideways now. I'm gonna put these things above. Out of the rain a little bit. Ooh. Yeah, that's wet, all right. That rain so waters. Please. I don't know if you can see that. You're like, yeah, we know what wet is, Mel. I'm sorry, I'm tripping out right now. This card is already resonating in my brain. I did put it upside down, so I'll read the upside down meaning first. It goes, your abilities or those of your children are misunderstood. Remember to be sensitive to the emotional comfort and the security of all beings, especially the children born in this time of planetary transformation. You were born during the time of planetary transformation. Sensitive new children with uncommon abilities are entering the world. They are being called various things: psychic children, crystal children, and millennium children. Yet, it is apparent that they are all intuitive, creative, deeply aware, spiritually awakened, multi-sensory human beings who carry with them a message of universal love. Their unique capabilities, the connection they have voiced with dolphins and whales, and their ability to use planetary energy grids to communicate with each other, infuse this card. You are invited to look to the future with optimism and hope. It is heartening to know that children are being born who embody the vibrations of peace, integrity, and genuine love. It is heartening to know that you have been born a person that embodies vibrations of peace, integrity, and genuine love. How may you better support the message that you want to offer? How may you follow this example and become yourself that emissary of love? By shifting your attention from fear to love in each moment, you too will become a part of the evolution of consciousness that these children personify. You have the ability to contribute to a future of love for yourself and all beings. See and feel it as already here. Here. We are already abundant, dear friends. Thank you for joining me. Whoa, I can do that? How did I do that? Oh, nice, okay. I figured out how to open my comments completely to the top. Thank you for activating my DNA, for being in this moment, for stimulating out of the infinite experiences you could have had, the experience that is this one. My sandals are wet. I'm gonna put my feet in them. Yeah. That's some rain feet right now. Thank you for all of the rain. I am so wet behind my back right now as well. It's nice and cold. I feel this love for you. Thank you for spending this moment with me. I hope you have a splendid day, an abundant day, a wonderful day. A day so full that you don't know where to keep it all. I love you. I appreciate you sharing this moment with me. I'll see you again soon. Until tomorrow. Remember, I love you. Have the most melt wet butt, yeah. Really, really wet butt right now. It's kinda, I'm gonna stop speaking. Have the most beautifulest day, everyone. I love you all so very super hugely dearly, Melty, and all of you absolutely gorgeous friends. As we love you, dear Shan. Thank you for joining us. Lola, Zana, for the love. I'm wishing you dry buns and smiles. To you too, and even Cable joining us in the last moment. Thank you for sharing a moment. Meow meow, meow meow meow, meow 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 meow. Are you meow meow? Me and Shelby have been really talking to one another. I love you so much. I'll see you again soon.